So some of you may have been wondering what happened to the 6.9 International Diesel project that I was going to drop in my 88 250. And basically what happened was I sold the truck that I was going to put it in. And one of the reasons I sold that truck is because I didn't like the wheelbase. It was so long, it was just really hard to park it and hard to maneuver it. So I thought, I'm going to get rid of this and get something smaller, shorter wheelbase, and then finish this engine and put it in. But diesel has been so outrageous that I just never got around to it. I put this on the back burner and I've been doing other projects in between that time and now. So the good news is that diesel is coming down. Right now, diesel is cheaper than regular unleaded. So it's time to revive this project. I'm going to get back on it and get it put together and then find something to drop it in. And the first step in doing that is I have to drill these core plugs out to a size that will take a standard core plug. So for some reason, International uses a stepped plug. And this is what those stepped plugs look like. It's a dished flat core plug. And it takes a special tool to install these. You have to have a tool that will kind of cup that, and then you drop it in the block, and then you release the tool and it expands and grabs the block and seals. And when I ordered the parts for my kit, overhaul stuff, I got standard freeze plugs with the kit. Standard core plugs, I guess, would be the more accurate term. And in order to use these in the International block, what you have to do is you have to drill out that step, and I'll show you that step in just a second. So there's what that step looks like. You can see it's not a drilling that goes all the way through. It's got this little ridge in here, and that factory core plug is designed to sit against that ridge once you put the special tool on it and collapse it a little bit so that it'll fit that hole. And then you release the tool and it expands and grabs and seals just fine. I don't have that tool, and furthermore, if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and a core plug pops out or starts leaking, I want the ability to just grab a standard 1.5 inch core plug and a socket, an extension, and a hammer and just drive it in the block and keep on trucking. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already drilled most of these core plugs out, core plug holes out, and you can see some of the finished ones over here. So these have already been drilled out. I've already tapped in the core plugs, which I probably shouldn't have done because with all the cast iron dust floating around, I'm going to have to give this block a really good scrub. So I may even pop those back out and replace them and give this block a good scrub with soapy water before I drive new core plugs in. But basically the process for that is you just simply have to drill out this, and you can see I've already started on this side. I'm down to my last two. These are the only two that I haven't done yet. So I'm using a 1/2 inch hole saw to accomplish this, and after doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, after doing 5 of these, it's getting kind of worn out. So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm using a carbide bit and getting as much as I can out of there with the carbide bit just to save drill time, because this is very hard on drills. And if you're not careful, you're going to burn up your drill doing this, because it takes quite a bit of drilling to get all that cast iron out of there. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've already, with the carbide, I've already got this really close to the size it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a drill and finish this one off so you can see the process. And that's basically the process. So what you're trying to achieve is you get rid of that step in the block, and you go from a core plug opening that looks like that to one that looks like that. And now we can use the standard core plug in that hole. So I can't take credit for this. There's a few online resources that mention this trick, and at least one YouTube source that I'll link below. But definitely something good to do with a 6.9 or a 7.3 IDI block, just to make serviceability a little bit easier. Next step for me is to give this block a really good scrub, get rid of all this cast iron dust that I've accumulated, and once it's good and clean, I'll oil it up and start putting it together. Thanks for watching.